Holy spirits that prevent me from the fall, most likely what's called. My intention is to get a 5-card love message for chat on May 8th today. Hello, it's me, Trevor Tarot 2. Hopefully you're having a great day. It is 4:16 p.m. here in Atlanta, Georgia. Please let me know when and where you're watching this. And if this message resonates with you in the near future or distant future, if it doesn't, that is okay too. There are other readers that can help you. 4:16 breaks down to 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. You could be seeing 1111. I know Chris Brown came out with another album out today. 1111 could be very prominent dealing with Chris Brown in that album. You could be listening to that today or something. I just thought it was very prominent that his last album was 1111, and he released an album today, and that is the number that we're focusing on, dealing with relationships, right? And this person, Chris Brown, thinks a lot about relationships. So, nonetheless, Holy Spirits that prevent me from the fall, most likely what's called. Why has chat been seeing 1111 these last 11 days? Will be seeing 1111 in the next 5 to 11 days, or have been seeing 1111 just today in general. Let's see. One talks about empowerment, so standing in your power. Also, it could be talking about something new. So depending upon what cards come out for your or regarding relationships, you could be dealing with something new, or you just standing in your power and maybe holding boundaries or so. I'm not taking these cards because these are really small. Don't. Ooh. All right, so we have heart-to-heart conversations. Yeah, even before I read the bottom of this, heart-to-heart conversations, you have to hold your boundaries and stand firm, right, in a relationship. Like, we just had this relationship reading where you had to, your other half had to be more emotional. In this case, there's a lot about standing on your word or just standing your ground and holding your boundaries right now, right? Especially with Pluto in Aquarius, right? That is so hard. That's so hard. It may be so hard too to hold that, but you need to do that. It says honestly, discuss your feelings with each other, right? This could be romantic feelings, but since we're already talking about relationships, this could be feelings that are just not so cute or quirky or like attractive, if you will. Right? So these, in any relationship, right? Real relationships, you're able to articulate how you feel about something happening, right? And the person either get mad, right? Have to take time and then come back and talk about it, right? If they don't want to talk about it and they just keep doing the same thing, number one, they don't care about that relationship. Number two, they don't care about how you feel. Number three, they don't care about the relationship you have built or are trying to build. Next is the attraction. Didn't I just say something about these feelings not being attractive to talk about, but you need to talk about them and holding your boundaries and holding boundaries up for yourself to articulate these types of feelings? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You have to be engrossed in this moment. In every type of relationship, specifically romantic and platonic, but we're talking about romantic, stand your ground, hold your boundaries, speak about how you feel about a certain situation or how a certain situation made you feel in tandem with your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, they, them, theirs, queer, whatever the case may be. Because that's what relationships are there for, to bounce those shits off of each other. It says finances and career, but this is backward. So I'm not going to, this is not really, 33 my time, this is not really the focus, right? The communication right here is that you're not needing to focus on that solely, like, holistically and just by itself, right? It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Yeah, being that this is reversed, financial issues are not a factor, right? So this is very much right. So what needs to be happening is there are emotional issues that need to be talked about out here that you need to break down, and both of you need to get on this shit so you can have a better relationship, right? So when it does hit the fan, when shit does hit the fan later on, you understand how to regulate your nervous systems, come together, talk about it, and move on. Make the effort. Wow. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This is so cute. This is culminating this whole reading, right? I said holding your boundaries. Some of these feelings that you're feeling that you need to talk about aren't attractive. Heart-to-heart conversations, attraction. There's no financial issues out here to talk about, right? To bring up and or scapegoat in this conversation, right? Both of you have to make an effort to talk about these feelings that are uncomfortable, that are not attractive, right? And being fully immersed into this type of, like, engagement event is your best bet instead of running, right? And again, I keep going back to this attraction card. I use words that are just prominent out here. I used attraction make effort. I used to hold boundaries. You have to. I didn't make effort, explicitly, but you have to put forth the work, right, to make this shit work, right? If it doesn't, then it's just gonna fall to the wayside, right? But I wanted to point out that this attraction during this Pluto in retrograde, you might need to talk about things that are being brought up secretly, so you can build a stronger foundation. It's essentially honeymoon is at the bottom of the deck. What does that say? Enjoy the bliss of the holiday time together. Yeah, you might be stuck in some time together, like two on a boat, right? These two on a boat. We know that the I'm not gonna even say the name. The H viral thing out here had to deal with boats, right? And you could be wanting to get away with each other, right? Kind of like in a honeymoon stage on a boat, right? You might need to do that, or again in the near future, given what's going on in the sky, you might be locked down together. If that does come to that, I'm not a doctor 555 on my timer. I'm not projecting that, but it looks like based on this, right? These cards, there's a heart to heart that needs to happen because of what's in the sky, right? This time is divinely orchestrated, and you attracted this type of orchestration, this event to happen, to become deeper. Maybe you prayed about this, right? Your financial issues are nothing to worry about in this relationship. You both have to make the effort to come together and talk about these things, right? Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take about this. And you might be put into a secluded space to talk about these things. And that's what I was trying to get, right? You might be secluded, right? Being called to be secluded with your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, they, them, theirs, whatever, to talk about these situations. Nonetheless, talk about this shit so you can get it over with. All right, that's the energy of the day. Know that your energy is your own. My energy is my own. Let no one try to adopt. If you overshine, my answers will break you like a pop. Have a great day.